That's going to be your middle link between your torso slipping into flexion and also giving out at the hips as well. It keeps everything. It's like a chain. It'll really keep that whole system locked in. So does everyone feel good with that? Do you feel like your deadlift and your squat form has improved? Yeah? Okay. If everyone grabs themselves a drink, and we'll move on to the next movement. Okay. Has everyone got a kettlebell?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I'll give you a rundown on the kettlebell. We're going to be grabbing the kettlebell by the handle. There's the bell, the horns, the handle. For today's exercise, we'll all be using the handle. And the aim of a kettlebell swing is to build power in the glutes and hamstring. It's a majorly explosive movement that carries a lot of velocity and elastic stored energy with it. It really utilises that stretch shortening cycle of, you know, that sort of kickback and boom. It's that stretch shortening cycle that you really want to hit with this exercise. It doesn't need to be overly explosive in the sense that you lose your form. It shouldn't put any pressure on any of your lower back or your shoulders. You see, a lot of people swing, they come right back here and then right up here. And all that does is take you right off balance and give you a really sore lower back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a drill of the kettlebell swing and then get you all doing it, but I'm pretty sure you're all there or thereabouts anyway. I'll just try and give you some tweaks of how I can help you improve, really. So the kettlebell swing, both hands on the handle. Now there's a lot of theory on where you should be going with the kettlebell going between your legs. I travel to in line with my hamstrings, so you shouldn't see the kettlebell come there. You should not see the bell travel back between my legs, and also my shoulders will never come up to a full front raise. The movement is feet shoulder width apart, slight bend in the knees, and it's all off the hips and glutes, okay? If I overextend, that's where the stress comes on the lower back. So if we all stand side on, Sharon, if you grab your kettlebell. Okay, and we're just going to start off nice little movements. Just imagine you're just bringing it up off the hip. That's it, literally. Okay? And then what we're doing is, as we're doing it, we're releasing and exploding through the glutes. That's the hip movement. Good. Perfect. The only exception I would say to if you're going to be bringing your arms higher is if you're going to dip it into a squat, which I would never advise anyone to really be going up to shoulder height and doing sort of like a mid-raise with the shoulders. The only exception would be if you're coming up into a squat, but just completely defeats the movement. You don't really want to be squatting way out in front of you. So again, it's just here. Perfect. I would always opt to go with form over speed. Okay, you don't even need to go that high, Sharon. You don't even need to go that high. Honestly, you're really cooking your shoulders just out to the front. Good. Keep that elastic energy and that explosive movement coming through your glutes and your hamstrings. Good. Perfect, Sarah. Brilliant, Jill. Good, much better, Sharon.
So you say it doesn't go through, you don't go right through.
If you stand side on and you record yourself doing this, you shouldn't see the bell travel between your legs. So you shouldn't see that you've gone too far, because then what that's doing is it's taking your spine into flexion to compensate for it, or stretching your shoulders, because what's happening is I'm doing this, look where I'm going, that's what's going to keep pinching that lower back. And with squats, with kettlebells,
You never take your arms
to full extent, no.
your arms high then.
No, not full, never full abduction, no. Just partial, 45 degrees is absolutely ample. Do what, sorry?
Where's that come from? Why has it gone? Why is people? Because I know people I even know they still do that the old way. Why is that? Why do you reckon that's happened?
Okay, that's come about generally because of a lot of the research that's been done into biomechanics of how the body moves and the lower back. A lot more people are suffering with lower back lordosis and just pain in general from inactive cores and very lordotic spines. I mean, when I was studying at Walsall and doing my S&C degree some time ago now, you know, this was one of the questions I put forward to, you know, my sort of seniors, and they was like, try it this way, try it that way. You do 10 of them and do 10 of them and tell me which one hurts your back. So you go away, you do 10 of them, you're like, yeah, I can soon see why you don't take your arms to full adduction.
Yeah.
If something hurts, it's wrong, but it
You
also...
still see little people in the gym.
Just swinging...
You still see little people in the gym bringing their arms up.
swinging kettlebells around and doing Turkish get-ups, and you're just like, I feel for your spine. I know you do, Sharon, yeah?
Turkish get-ups as well.
Yeah, Turkish get-ups.
Jason, do you not like Turkish get-ups?
I don't mind Turkish get-ups. I see a lot of people, I'm like, oh, your spine is doing this. It's a difficult movement to get. I'd say it's definitely one of the most complex movements with a kettlebell for sure. But so is the snatch balance with a bar overhead. They're probably the two most difficult moves you could be sort of attempting to do with a barbell and a kettlebell. I don't really know of two other moves that are really more technically difficult. I mean, they're great because they recruit maximum amount of muscles and joints moving, but that's where the problem comes in with injuries, doesn't it? So I always tell people, I did a live Tabata workout for PRP supplements the other day, and it was all about strength. And I was like, listen, I'm not going fast doing this because I'd rather you get your form. I'd rather you do 5 reps right in 20 seconds than try and keep up and do 20 within that time. And I see a lot of people who are doing online videos at the moment, and they're just launching kettlebells around and throwing. You've got to have seen it. You're all trainers yourself, and you're just like, don't try and keep up with that instructor because your form is never going to be there. And next thing, they're injured and they're wondering why, but they're only swinging a 2 kilo kettlebell, but it's enough to put you out. So we'll do our next movement. Okay, kettlebell clean. Has anyone done any kettlebell cleans before? And what I mean by a clean is bringing the kettlebell up into the position. Okay, Sarah?
This is what I think of it.
Okay, come on then.
Okay, that's what it said.
Right, okay, cool. So, what I'm going to do is if you keep hold of your kettlebell, so I'm going to tell you a few, that's fine, you got it up there, it's completely fine. So, grabbing the handle of the kettlebell, yeah, it's alright, I'm going to show you a way now how you can conserve energy and double your reps and double your output, because you were really rocking it up, whereas I'm going to show you a way in which you can do it, conserve energy and get better form. So, allow your thumb to be forwards, okay, so your thumb's up. And what happens is, the kettlebell travels between the legs, thumb first, thumb direction first, okay? So, I'm going to do the whole movement, then I'm going to break it down for you. The kettlebell travels through the legs, thumb first, it comes up, it rotates, and it catches, not in internal rotation, not in external, but in neutral. And your arm is in a 45 degree. So, again, from the side, it comes back, it tracks up, and I catch it on the fleshy part of the outer forearm.
How do you stop it banging the back of your hand?
Okay, I knew you was going to ask me that question. The way in which you stop it banging in your hand, Sharon, is you've got to shoot your arm into that 45 degree angle before the kettlebell gets there, otherwise you're going to get that snap. Okay, so if I do it like this, what's happening is I'm rotating, my arm is in the 45 degree position, and then the kettlebell. If you come over, it's going to boom. Or if your arm's set too high, that's why 45 degrees will catch it on the fleshy, will catch it on the, the flexor of your forearm. That makes sense, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jill, you've got a really heavy kettlebell, haven't you? Okay, that's perfect, except for aim to have your arm upright. It's not an internal, it's not an external rotation, and you're catching the kettlebell at 45-degree angle, Sharon. That'll stop that impact. So it travels back with the thumb, it comes back up, it rotates. Yeah, okay, yeah, better, but turn the hand so the kettlebell's side on. Good, much better. Thumb first, up. Okay, so remember we're here. Yeah, so our arm is in this position. It's tricky, I know. I don't even want to know what weight Jill's using. That looks ridiculous. That looks like a 20 kilo, Jill. What are you using?
7.5.
That's quality.
Do you bring it up like that? Bring the elbow out.
Okay, so what happens is the elbow tracks forward. You're still working in a sagittal plane. Your arm isn't tracking out to the side. Okay, that's much better. Just catch it. You're staying, imagine you're facing forwards. Yeah, keeping everything in line. Okay, just remember, boom, outside. Much better, Sarah, but still you're letting it snap onto that bicep. Good, good. Okay, yeah, liking it. Lead with the thumb, get the momentum of the kettlebell. Here. Here. Much better, Sharon. Just remember, let it go onto the outside. Outside, not some... it's tricky, I know, because you keep wanting to rest it on that bicep, don't you?
Yeah.
You'll have a dead arm tomorrow. Good, Jill. Just fix that shoulder into a fixed position as you do it. Lock that shoulder. Good. Yeah, much better. Great, Sarah. Good. Lead with the thumb. Come back. And you, Sharon. Here we go. It's a killer, isn't it? Do it on the other arm as well, otherwise you'll just keep doing one arm. You'll end up with one shredded arm. You'll find that one arm wants to move more natural than the other. Strangely enough, my left feels more natural, even though it's my weaker arm. Good, Sarah, that's awesome.
With your legs, do you still want to have a nice bend?
Yeah, just a nice partial bend, yeah. Just a nice partial bend, nothing too extreme. Slight bend, 5-10%. Good. You can actually use a bit of the momentum, Sarah, on the downward phase with the thumb to come back up, so you're not coming from a complete dead clean. You use a bit of momentum.
Show me.
So you're coming to a complete dead stop, which is even harder. If you let the kettlebell track down to about the same position as you was with your swing, so you come down, track, and up. You can use that momentum, that elastic stored energy, the velocity of the kettlebell to get you back up. There we go. Perfect. Jill, I know you've put in some serious reps. Let's have a look.
The other arm now.
I say yes, switch on to the other arm. What are you going to be? Okay, just as you come up, Jill, fix that shoulder. Really fix that shoulder. Don't let it go external. Don't let it come internal. Keep it completely parallel to the other one as if you was up like this. Right, much better. I think everyone's getting a bit fatigued now. Oh, Sharon, that's great. I threw you off now. Right, okay. We'll move on to our last kettlebell movement. And we're going to do kettlebell snatch. Some of you might find this a little bit easier to do. I'm going to put this back a little bit so you can see me. Okay? The difference between a kettlebell snatch and a kettlebell clean is the kettlebell does not travel forwards. Okay, it stays close to the body. So if you ever look at someone doing an Olympic movement of a snatch, it's here and then here. You're replicating that with a kettlebell. So it looks like this. You grab the handle, again, soft knees, feet shoulders apart, and what we're doing is I'm going to do it in slow motion. You come up, a big shoulder shrug through the trap. You come up as the kettlebell travels past your chin, nose, eyes, you punch. Okay? So you can do it in slow motion. Good. Yeah. As it travels up, you flick. So the kettlebell stays perfectly straight. It doesn't deviate left, it doesn't deviate right. It comes up the body. Here. Keep your feet fixed. Punch. 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 And you're here. Okay, Sharon, let's go. Pull up through the shoulder. Okay, cool. Let the momentum of the kettlebell. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Use the momentum of the kettlebell. Perfect. Big shoulder shrug. Snap. Yeah, there we go. Jill, how are you finding that? You've gassed out, haven't you? You've put in serious amount of reps, haven't you? It's a burner on the shoulders. Good. Nice, Sarah. Good. Okay, and switch over to the other arm. You might find that the other arm feels a little bit more comfortable. One side will always feel more natural. You haven't got to do a full dip. Just let the bell travel up. Here. 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 You're meeting the kettlebell with power at eye height. Here, here, here. This is snatch to here. That is the punch.
Can I try it with a 3 kilogram hand weight?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Sharon's just flat out repping out in the background, just going for it. I like it. Nice. You don't even need to squat as low as you are, Sarah. Just literally again, same again. Imagine the bell's sort of like coming down to like the level of your knees and then up. Good. Yeah, perfect. That's a kettlebell snatch. Good. That's nice, Jill. I get everyone's probably feeling the burn on these. So what we'll do is everyone happy with those or want to ask any questions regarding any of the lifts we've just covered before we move on to doing some cool down stretching? From the deadlift, the squat, the snatch, the swing, the clean, the deadlift.
You just speak at when you held on to thought. So
Yep, sure.
just have your arms in line with your shoulders.
Yeah, okay, so you did this really well actually, Sharon. You were a really good example of how holding on to something can really correct your form. So what you do is, feet naturally underneath you as you would stand, maybe shoulder width apart, that's how you generally would stand. Arms stay out in front, completely straight. Okay? So, I'm going to hold onto the door or the handle, feet shoulder width apart, and I'm going to aim to keep my chest up through the whole movement. My chest stays up through the whole movement. My legs, my hips can go down, they can do what they want. My chest stays up. And what you'll find is, when your chest is up, your knees and your hips will naturally fall into the squat position because you're supported. You take your hands away from the door and you drop straight into it. So if Sarah lets go now, so if Sarah lets go of it, yeah. Yeah, you fatigued now, haven't you? Good depth though. Sharon, does that make a bit more sense, yeah?
Yeah, that's perfect.
What I'll do is, I'll put it on my social media. If you follow me on my Instagram, Project Possible _JRO, I'll do another version of this, like just a little home tutorial. I've been doing like tips of the day and putting it on there, different workouts, and I'm yet to see anyone use this method of how to squat and improve your squat, but it's an instant fix within a minute, because what it does is it trains you to automatically drop into that position. The minute you take your hands away, you just drop into that position. It's so bizarre. There's other ways in which like we do things in life that have the same sort of way of process, that our body just gets used to one way, and then before you know it, boom, you've just got it. And it's the best way to untrain yourself after all these years of, if you haven't been squatting correctly. It's my go-to way of teaching someone how to squat correctly. So what we'll do before we start cooling down, we'll do some stretches and we'll just stretch off. So if everyone stands back up, you can grab yourself a drink if you want. I think we'll be finished just before Boris makes his announcement and keeps us all in lockdown for another 3 months. So interlock the fingers. We're going to take up. We're just going to stretch out, make ourselves nice and tall. Good. And we can go over to the left. Nice. And over to the other side. I always generally stretch for longer at the end of a workout. Again, because I feel that if you stretch for too long at the beginning of the workout, you really lose that elasticity in the muscle. I usually just generally get it warm, but spend more time stretching a lot longer afterwards. Okay, so take the arms across. I hope everyone enjoyed that and they took something away from that. It's a good way to spend Sunday night. I enjoyed it. And
really good, Jason. If you do any more, let us know, because I'd love to. It's been really good.
yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I mean the improvements everyone made was great, and I know an hour is a short space of time to really try and remaster. We'll do tricep stretch, hand between his back and shoulder blades, and meat on the elbow. I know it's a short amount of time to really master all 6 lifts, but you've definitely got a better idea of how they should be executed properly now. And you can go away and build on your own knowledge and research some of the exercising a little bit more in depth. And if there's anything you want to see covered by me, I'm happy to do an actual training tutorial video on it and just cover some bits. And likewise, if there's something that you feel like I could benefit from an exercise, fire it over to me. I'm all for learning as well. We're all fitness professionals. We've all been doing it long enough. We can bounce ideas back and forth. That's what it's all about. Okay, and stand up. Good. Knees together, hips forward. I'm just going to do a quad stretch. You can do this lying down if you want, or you can hold on to something, or your ear, or whatever. Good. And switch. Good, okay. Take the foot over. I'm going to lean down, stretch through the hamstring. I can feel that burning. And switch over. Good. And we're just going to finish off with really stretching those hips out for our final exercise. If you can keep your feet flat to the floor now you're warm, that's great. If not, just go onto the tips of your toes. We're going to come down. Sumo squat. We're going to elbows on the inside of our knees. Everyone's heels are flat on the floor. See, the thing is, I can't do this straight off the bat before warming up with my heels flat on the floor. Whereas at the end of a workout, it's easy. Good. And we're pushing out of our elbows and in with our knees. Good. That's brilliant. Does everyone feel stretched off? Obviously, you can do some more stretches yourself if you want to stretch yourself out. We've got 5 minutes before Boris comes on. I just want to say thank you all for coming on and tuning in tonight. There has been others, but they've been watching live, not come on Zoom.
Have you enjoyed that, ladies?
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Is there anything that you would like to ask Jason, or any other subjects that you'd like him to cover, maybe in a masterclass, workshopy format? Anything off the top of
I
you?
think you should do a video of him doing how he works out in your makeshift gym that you do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, no problem.
You know, like how Kelly does, like her Pilates classes or that. You should do like a weight training.
Yeah, you have put quite a lot on your Instagram.
Yeah, we have. You're on Instagram, aren't you, Sarah?
Pardon?
Are you on Instagram? Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm only on Facebook.
Okay.
So you need to push it on Facebook.
I need to
now.
push it on Facebook. I've actually done some of those
Yeah,
videos
yeah.
in the gym. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe I could actually maybe do a live from inside there, just for like a
live workout.
A live workout, just for, because obviously you've got a rack and that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Join for a live. Guys on the Facebook Live, if there's any questions that you've got for Jason, please fire them away.
As long as it's not regarding running the country, we'll find out in 5 minutes. Hope it's good news. But I'm really glad you all tuned in tonight, and I like the fact that it was interactive. What I was going to do was I was going to have everyone sort of like muted and then just talk. But I've liked this back and forth. It's more like we're in an environment where we're sort of like bouncing ideas off each other. It's worked really well.
Yeah, lots of people be just watching the recording. And what I've done, guys, is I've recorded it on my phone, so you guys will get those copies. I'll send them to you. And obviously, if you just either add Jason as a friend on Facebook, Jason Rose, or if you are on Instagram, have a little look on Instagram, projectpossible_JRo. He's also got his podcast, so if you're into podcasts, Jason does lots of podcasts, and that's Project Possible as well.
Yeah.
So you can always contact him on any means of social media if you've got any questions about your training or about anything. Maybe you've got a client who's asked you certain questions, always get in touch. Okay.
Just keep it interactive. It's good. We can all sort of like bounce things